think we are maybe not exactly right now. We're gonna wait a minute or so for people to come on in, and this is the nature of doing it live. We're doing it with people. We're doing it with community, and hopefully that gives you a little bit of inspiration to come on back, ask questions, hang out, meet people along the way, and together we'll build a little group of folks working on side splits together. All right, I see a couple of people possibly trickling in. So let's get started with the hip cars. Hip cars is the first thing that we do. I'm going to clip my microphone to my glasses real quick, and it might sound totally awful for you on the video. I'm sorry for that in advance. I guess it already happened, so I'm apologizing in the future for the past tense. All right, hip cars. We're going to do some hip mobility right now, strengthen some muscles that work your hips and your legs. We're going to start with high knee. Then we're going to open up that leg. Then we're going to rotate the ankle as high as we can bring it and try to keep the knee as high as you can bring it. But it should probably come down just a little bit, and that's normal. Then we're going to bring the leg back. All right. We're going to do it again, but from the side so you get a different perspective. High knee, open, ankle up, leg down and back. On the down and back, I want you to flex the hamstring and the glutes. I pointed to them in reverse, hamstring and the glutes, to pull your leg back behind you before you come and bring it back forward. All right. Hey, welcome. Hello, Tina. Hey, Queen R. Let's get back to hip cars. We're just going to do 10 more reps of these and move on to the other leg, then do them in reverse. All right. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. 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 2 more. And that's it for that side. We'll switch to the other side. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. 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 If you're struggling a little bit with balance, which definitely happens for me when I'm doing this with my left leg as the standing leg, feel free to grab onto something, hold on for balance, and keep working on your balance. All right. I think this is 8 or 9. 9, 10. Okay. It's 10 hip circles. Let's keep going, but we're going to do a reverse. So we're going to start by bringing the leg back. Then we're going to bring it up to the side, ankle down, knee forward. Okay? Whew. I'm actually going to adjust the camera position so I'm a little bit further from the curtain because I keep on brushing it with my ankle. All right, let's go. Back, side, ankle down, knee forward. 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 I think that's 5. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, my hips are cracking a little bit on the back when I flex the hamstrings and the glutes. Nothing painful, just nice little pop. All right, let's do the other leg. Back, side, ankle, forward. 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 5 more. This is the warm up, and I'm starting to warm up. I think I got a little bead of sweat forming on my temple on the right side, and that is 10. We have wrapped up hip cars. We are moving on to some elephant walks. I had to think for a second because I forgot. For the elephant walk, we're working a lot on the hamstrings, but we're trying to be very active with it. And we're going to work a little bit of this outer hip muscle. You might consider it the outer upper glute. And to get into it, we're going to get into this L shape. Try to keep a relatively straight back. We're going to bend one knee. Then keep the other leg straight. Have a little bit of a sassy hip. If I were facing you, it'd look a little bit like this. All right. From here, we're going to bring the belly button down. Belly button because it's closest to the actual hip, and that's where the stretch is coming from. You can do whatever you want with your head. That doesn't really change the intensity of the stretch. It's where your belly button is that adjusts the intensity of the stretch. All right, so I'm going to refer to the belly button going forward as something to focus on. All right, where are we at? Elephant walk. When you're here, you should start feeling the stretch in your hamstrings. You should start feeling in the outer hip over here. Keep on trying to bring the belly button down and switch to the other side. For the first couple, I like to take them a little bit slow because this is the warm-up. We're just getting ready, getting started. After you've done one or two, we're going to add a little bit more complexity to the elephant walk. Next time you get to your straightened right leg, grab your ankle and try to open up your chest in the direction of the straightened leg. So what that means is my right leg is straight. I'm rotating and opening my chest towards the right side, looking at you guys, the camera, and I'm going to try and lift my arm to point to something so that I have a mark for how far I've opened up my chest. Now, we're getting a little bit of thoracic rotation. Thoracic is just the upper part of the spine. We might be getting a little bit of a stretch in the obliques. We're getting a major stretch in that outer hip, and we're getting the same hamstring stretch as before. If there's any part of it that you're not quite feeling, just keep on focusing on bringing the belly button down closer to the ground. All right, let's switch to the other side. Same thing. And once you have a mark for where your arm is pointing, next time you get to that position, you can see if you can get maybe a little bit further. All right, I think this is the fourth elephant walk or fifth elephant walk. Let's keep going. Remember that we're doing a lot of different things at the same time, but the goal is still to prioritize the hamstrings. The hand touching and all the other stuff just makes the stretch a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting. You're pushing a little bit harder in other ways. And at the end of the day, making it more mentally stimulating and interesting. If that helps you stick with the program, makes it a little bit more consistent, then it works. It's good. All right, I think we are at like 8 or 9, so let's just do one more and wrap up the elephant walk. All right, I'm starting to sweat. It's a good sign. We're warming up. Last warm up movement is called the Cossack switch. To get into it, widen your stance a little bit. Point your toes out roughly 45-60 degrees to either side and start dropping and leaning into one side. If you get stuck in this kind of position, throw your other leg out further to the side and keep going down. If you get stuck because your knee can't go far enough forward, that's okay. That's totally normal. Just know that maybe you have some ankle mobility that you need to work on. And if that's the case, you can come up onto your toes. Really focus your intent on that hip joint right here on the right. Sink into it. Get that range of motion. And when you're all the way on one side, that other leg, see if you can rotate the foot. So point the foot, but not just the foot, the whole leg. See if you can externally rotate, which means to rotate your leg outwards and change that leg position. All right, so every leg gets a little bit of something interesting. Now, the switch part of the Cossack switch is about bringing your butt over to the other side, doing the mirror, and trying to keep it as low as possible. If you can't keep it super low, you need to bring your butt up to help you get over to the other side. It's totally fine. Do what you got to do. All right, now that we're here on the other side, we can externally rotate the leg a little bit. We can try to sit up a little bit straighter. It'll work a little bit of different muscles. Your low back might be firing a little bit harder. Remember, we want to try and keep the heel down. So feel free to play with the hip and the ankle and the knee. Since this is a warm-up, we're not trying to do anything crazy or intense or explosive or fast. We're just trying to warm up the muscles and the joints and get them prepared for the stretches that are coming up. All right. If you're having difficulty switching from side to side, you can try coming back into this full wide leg stance position and come back down. And you can treat it as a squat instead. Take a couple of deep breaths. And we can pick up the speed a little bit because this is all about getting the joints warmed up. And you should be starting to sweat. Unless it's really cold where you are. It's winter somewhere, right? All right. This is number 4 and number 5. We are about to get into the actual stretches. I'm going to squeeze on over and read the chat because something's coming in. We got a whole bunch of people saying hello. Thank you so much for joining and saying hi in the chat. Welcome, Mustafa. All right, we're going to get started with the stretches. The first stretch is a hamstring stretch. I think this is a really good version, especially for beginners, because you get to focus on one leg and put a lot of pressure into it. You get gravity helping you out. All right, to get started, we stand up straight, take a step forward with the leg we want to stretch, then we throw the hips back. What we're trying to do is create this horizontal line with our back all the way to our hips and having our leg out in front to help create this hamstring stretch. Note where your hips are and keep in mind that if you move your hips forward or back, you change the intensity of the stretch. The further back behind you you put your hips, the more intense the stretch. All right. From here, figure out if you're going to be off balance at any point. If you feel like your balance is a little bit wobbly already, go grab a stool, grab something to give yourself support. Otherwise, you can widen your stance and bring your belly button down to your thigh. All right, we're trying to fold at the hips. It's not about where the head is going. As you can see, my head can do a bunch of stuff and it won't change the intensity of the hip stretch. Okay? All right, from this position, I want you to try to compress your belly button down to the thigh and apply steady pressure for 30 seconds. I'm going to count us in. I'm going to count us the whole entire stretch. All right, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on up. Come on. What are we doing? We just did one hamstring stretch. Let's switch to the other side. Stand up straight. Take a step forward. And again, throw the hips back. Use your leg to create the angle of the stretch. Try to get your upper body horizontal to start. And once you're here and your hamstrings are already feeling tight, try to relax. Take a couple of deep breaths. And let's do the same thing we did before. Widen the stance for balance. Hold on to something if you need to, and try to bring your belly button to the thigh. We're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oof. If you're really good at the hamstring stretch and you want to take it a step further, you can do a version of that same stretch, but kneeling, and kneeling takes a little bit more or a little less balance. So if you're already really comfortable in the hamstring stretch, you can do basically the same thing while resting on a knee instead. And belly button to thigh, same thing applies. That's the stretch. All right, we just wrapped up one round of hamstring stretches. We're going to move on to the next exercise, and that is the butterfly. All right. So let's go butterfly. Bring the feet together and pull them close to you. And your knees will naturally come up off the ground. I want you to focus on flexing your glutes and the outer thigh muscles to pull your knees down with just your muscles. All right, I'm going to do this, flexing the glutes, flexing the outer thighs, contracting, contracting, contracting until my knees come down. I'm doing a little bit of pulsing to see if I can get it a little bit deeper. This is about as deep as I can go. If you want, you can apply a little bit of pressure on one side at a time and see if you can get a little bit further. We're going to hold this and apply pressure for about 30 seconds, starting right now. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. All right. Come on up and out of that butterfly. We're going to get into a more intense stretch starting now. We're going to get into pancake. So the variation I'm going to do is called a standing pancake. And what we want to do is basically spread our legs and fold at the hips until we can bring our chest down to the legs, fold in half. So basically the hamstring stretch that we were just doing, except our legs are split apart. Okay, I'm going to face you while doing it. First, let's get into a comfortable but deep position with our legs apart. If it's starting to hurt, just come back up. It's not that important to be in pain while doing the pancake stretch. We want to focus on folding at the hips. And if you can go further and deeper once you're folding at the hips, by all means, go ahead and do that. What we want to do from here is angle it so our butt can go further back, just like we were doing in the hamstring stretch. And if we lift our arms, that increases the lever. It makes the stretch a little bit more difficult. And hopefully we can get a little bit deeper in the pancake. All right, let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Make sure your knees are straight. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh. All right, come on up and out of that stretch. That's the pancake. Try to remember those movements. We're basically going to be redoing it, but a little bit different for the side split in a couple of seconds here. But in between, we're going to do some pigeon. Pigeon is basically just lifting your ankle up to your opposite hip and folding your chest down towards the leg. All right, we're going to do the pigeon, as it's frequently called on the internet, so it's easy to Google, on the ground. So we're going to take that leg, put the ankle across so that's perpendicular to the body. And now we're going to try to keep the hips low to the ground while we fold forward into the stretch. This muscle over here might be really tight, so feel free to move a little bit and loosen up that muscle before we get going. And let's go. Hips down, chest down, relax the low back, and 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, come on up. I hope you felt the stretch. It should have come from this outer glute area, possibly the inner thighs, and depending on how flexible you are, maybe a little bit in the hamstring. I'm going to come in and check the comments real quick. Itachi, welcome. Let's keep going. We're going to do the pigeon on the other side. So cross the leg over, so that's perpendicular. Drop the hips down. If your legs are already tight, feel free to do a little bit of movement to loosen up this muscle. And let's bring the chest down. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. You can experiment here with where your chest is located, and you'll feel a different stretch depending on where you put your chest and where your leg is. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Whew. All right, that's the pigeon stretch. We got one last stretch left. Let's get going. Shake out your legs. Relax for a second. The next stretch is the side split itself. Well, we're here to train. Everything else was preparing for it. All right, let's get into the side split. The setup for this is very similar to what we were doing for the pancake. We'll widen the stance and we'll throw the hips back a little bit. And once it's no longer comfortable going any deeper in the hips, then I want you to externally rotate your legs. I'm going to scoot over so I can show you what that means. See how my feet are currently pointed towards you, towards the screen? I want you to rotate your legs so that the toes are pointed up, the knee is pointed up, the quadricep muscle is pointed up. And if you do that, it should open up the bones between your hip and your femur, your leg bone and your hip bone, so that you can get a little deeper into the stretch. And if you put some weight into those hips, you start dropping down. Oh, man, okay. The more weight you put towards your butt, the deeper into the stretch you can get. Unless you're super flexible and you're immediately dropping really, really deep, then that's a different thing. But I need weight. All right, once you're here, and as low as you think you can get for today, let's start our 30-second hold. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, lean forward. Come on. Roll up. Oh, out of that stretch. And take a nice break. Relax for a second. Congratulations, you just did pretty much all of the stretches. We're going to wrap up with 2 more strengthening exercises. We're going to do 2 horse stances, and then we'll be done for the day. We'll be done with our daily consistency side splits workout. All right. Oh, I need to talk for a little bit because I need to rest and let my muscles recover. I can't immediately go back into the horse stance, so that's what filling in that conversation. All right, for the horse stance, if you do a martial art, this will be a little bit different from your typical martial arts horse stance. We're doing these to open up the hips and prioritize the positions that a side split would have. So we are pointing our toes out and we're keeping our knees in line with the toes. So I'm going to show you the side angle. My knees and toes are hanging out basically in the same line. trying to open up the hips. I'm using the outer thigh muscles and the glutes to pull the hips open. And I'm trying to sit up straight. Sitting up straight forces all of the back muscles and the glutes and the hamstrings to fire really hard to help keep you balanced. And that's what we want. We want the muscles to work hard so we get stronger. All right. I've already been holding this for a couple seconds, so I hope you've been copying me because we're going to start at 30 seconds now. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up. Whew, we're going to take 30 seconds to a minute of break, but in that meantime, I'm going to explain different ways to make this harder or easier. Usually, people need to go easier, so let's go there first. To make the horse stance easier, instead of going super low, you can always decrease the intensity by coming up a little bit. All right. The other thing is if you have your hips really wide open and you're running out of strength, you can't keep pulling your legs back with your glutes and your outer thigh muscles. Your knee is starting to do this, and it's getting harder and harder to control it. Take a step in. Reduce the intensity of the stretch. All right. Next up, if you're really struggling and you can't hold your back up straight anymore, lean forward just a little bit. I promise you it will make the intensity of that horse stance significantly easier. Okay, I think we've taken some time to explain some stuff. I think I've gotten enough rest, so let's get into the second and last horse stance. All right, this time I'm going to face you. Let's get into a wide stance. Make sure your knees and toes are over each other and pointed out. Flex your glutes, flex your outer thighs. Feel like you're pulling your knees open. Try to stand up nice and straight. And 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come on up. Oh man, my legs are shaking. All right, that's it. That's it. We're all done. That is everything that we got for today for our daily side splits consistency stretching. I appreciate you all for joining. I think. Are there any other announcements I need to make? No, I think that's it. We're good. I hope you guys had fun. I hope to see you tomorrow or later this week, and you come back for more side split stretching. Have a great rest of your evening. And Aisha, it's so good to see you on YouTube. Thank you so much for the comment. I am doing well. Thank you. I'm out of breath though. And that makes talking and reading and commenting and responding at the same time a little bit difficult. Anyways, thank you so much for coming in on the YouTube platform. Tina, Aisha, Queen R. I hope I will see you tomorrow or later this week. Bye, everybody. I hope you had fun practicing side splits for consistency. Bye.